Same cup of tea, why is mine bitter and harsh, while others taste floral notes, honey, sweet aftertaste? And how do you tell red tea from green tea or pure? What should you watch for when brewing and drinking? This episode's pure beginner basics. After watching, you'll go from total newbie to getting started. Hit like, subscribe, let's begin. What's your first impression of tea? Something fancy, elegant, or just for older folks? Young people today probably think of milk tea, fruit tea first, right? But tea's the most everyday thing for Chinese people. Our national drink. It's both common and refined. In daily life, food, oil, salt, soy, vinegar, tea. Can't do without. Scholars love music, chess, books, painting, poetry, wine, tea. It's there too. Learning about tea, first thing to accept is this. It's both common and bold, balanced and peaceful. We should reject all tea snobbery. Don't call me pretentious. I won't call you careless. First thing we need to know is the 6 tea types. Why start with this? Because it's about how processing creates different tea flavors. Usually when we get a tea, this is what we identify first. Green, white, yellow, oolong, black, and dark tea, 6 types. Oolong tea is the same as green tea category. Main distinction is the processing method. It's not like there's a tea plant, a tree that's specifically for black tea. Same tea leaves from one tree can be made into black tea using black tea processing, or made into green tea. This processing standard, we can simply think of it as tea leaves, going through controlled oxidation and fermentation. Alright, I know you're probably losing interest and getting confused. Forget about it. Just remember, as colors get deeper, the more fermented and oxidized it gets. We use black tea tree leaves to make black tea. Focus on how to quickly tell these teas apart. I'll share some simple ways to remember them, so you can just look and roughly judge what type of tea it is. Green tea's got clear broth and green leaves. Dry teas usually green-based colors. Yellow-green, tender green, dark green, etc. The brewed teas, emerald and clear. Most green tea leaf bottoms aren't actually green, but this yellow-tinged green color. I suggest you pick 1 or 2 teas you're somewhat familiar with to help remember each tea category's traits, like green tea reps, Longjing and Maojian. Yellow tea's got yellow broth and yellow leaves. Apricot yellow tea soup. Leaf bottoms also this yellowish color. Dry tea's more like brown rice yellow or tan. This type's rarely found, like Mengding Huangya and Junshan Injin. White tea's even simpler. Looks like dried roadside leaves. Just tea in its natural dried state, of course. Young buds have lots of tiny white fuzz. Some think the tea's gone moldy. No way, that's tea down. It's good stuff. Like Bai Haoyin Jun, by Mutin, aged white tea. Oolong's got quite a range. Beginners just need 2 types. One's the light fragrant kind, like green tea. One's the rich fragrant type. It's got that roasted flavor. The brew's yellow to red like this. Oolong tea comes in 2 shapes: semi-rolled pellets and twisted strips. Most of the time, pellets are light fragrant style. Strips are roasted type, like Taiguan Yin and Dahong Pao. Black tea, red soup, red leaves, usually orange-red color. Then from there it's more yellow or red. Color varies around that range. Leaf base is copper red. Here's the key point. Black tea leaves aren't actually red. Most are black-brown twisted strips. If there's lots of buds, you'll see some golden color, like the famous Jin Jun Mei. That's made with all buds. Other examples are Zhengshan Xiaozhong, Chimen black tea. Last one's dark tea. Black leaves, red soup. And usually when we see it, it's in compressed form, pressed into cakes or bricks. There's also loose tea like Guangxi Lubao. The dry leaves look dark and black, thick and rich. The tea turns reddish when brewed. Brew it strong and it's reddish brown. Classic example is ripe pu'er. Don't worry if you can't remember all this. I've put written notes at the end of the video. Knowing all this, we can identify by sight what type of tea it is. Then it's about experience. The more teas you try, the more you'll naturally know. Taiguan Yin's oolong tea, Bilyuakun's green tea. So what's the point of knowing this? Because it directly affects how we brew tea later and taste it. Now let's talk about the most practical brewing methods. I divide brewing into two types. One's convenient and easy, the cup method where tea stays mixed. One uses a gaiwan or teapot to separate tea from water, gongfu style. This is what we must master when learning tea, because it brings out the tea's full tasting potential. There's also two popular methods, summer cold brewing and winter boiling. You can try these as extras. Give it a try. Let's go one by one. Cup brewing simple. 1 cup a bit of tea leaves. Water above 80 degrees. Steep till it's drinkable. Just drink it. Refill when it's half empty. Makes the tea last longer. So what teas work for cup brewing? Green tea works. Jasmine tea with green base too. And bud-style yellow teas. White and black teas work too. Kung Fu tea really isn't as complex as you think. Beginners just need these 3 things: gaiwan, pitcher, tasting cups. That's enough. Other stuff like teapots and cups we'll get later. Maybe add a kettle at most. Sure, then we can warm the cups first. Add tea leaves. Swirl and smell. Pour water. Serve the tea. Good, that's it. Drink tea. There's one thing that affects brewing most. The 3 key elements. I put them here for different tea types. You can follow these, or if you're prepared, let's try it. How to choose a gaiwan. How to hold it without burning. Check this video. You'll definitely learn. Tea's ready. Time to taste, right? For most beginners. This part's hardest. How to taste tea, how to taste like a pro. Pick up orchid notes, peach flavors with all that vocabulary to describe tea's taste. Don't worry. Few people can. Catch all the flavors right away. And find the right words. You just need lots of practice. So what can beginners do? Open your 3 senses. Smell, taste, and touch throughout the tea brewing process. You need to smell more. Then connect it with scents from daily life. Make associations like when drinking Longjing. Smell it, doesn't it? Smell a bit like roasted beans. Remember, you're not a pro tea taster. Don't chase perfection. Just describe it in your own scent vocabulary. This gets more fun over time. Everyone's got taste buds, right? Tea has 5 flavors: sour, sweet, bitter, salty, umami. All teas use bitterness as their backbone. Sweet, umami, and sour balance that bitterness, creating rich taste experiences. Touch is when you drink tea. How it feels going over your tongue and down your throat. That's what we call body. Thick or thin, smooth or rough. It's hard to feel at first, but you can train your sensitivity. Just focus on it each time. Put these 3 together, and you can describe a tea's flavor. Like this tea smells like apricot or peach. That ripe fruit aroma. When you taste it, it's fresh and sweet, with some acidity. Goes down smooth, not astringent. See? Success. Let me answer some beginner questions. First, what tea should beginners try? What I recommend most is the 6 tea types tasting set. You'll get a basic understanding of each tea's general style and characteristics. Plus, you can pick your favorite flavor profiles. Or you could start with white tea and black tea. They're not bitter, but sweet and fragrant. More palatable. Second, they're much cheaper. Less likely to disappoint. How do you store the tea you buy? 3 conditions: no wind, no light, no odors. Most important is preventing moisture. For green tea, I'd suggest refrigerator storage. Keeps it fresher. Third, I'll share some common tea tasting terms and a few tips. Bitter at first. After swallowing, the bitterness slowly fades, turning sweet. That's called returning sweetness. After drinking, your mouth keeps watering. That's generating saliva. The tea has strong flavor, good concentration, plus it's thick like rice soup. You'd call that mellow. Ever notice people smelling their cup after finishing tea? Or the tea master puts the empty pitcher in front of you? They want you to smell the lingering aroma. It's one way to judge tea quality. Good tea has amazing lingering fragrance, rich and lasting, in formal tea settings. When someone pours your tea, use your index and middle finger Tap the table twice to say thanks. Alright, hope this really helps you guys. Any questions? See you in comments. Bye.